Oh, we're live. Hey, I'm so sorry. I was panicking. I was confused about how I went live again. It was like set up your encoder. And I was like, what's that mean? I don't know. But we're here now with Louis Two Shoes. Thanks for joining me. I don't think anyone else is here, so why don't you start and say what you want to say? Looks like 8 people are here. D. Francis, yeah, it works. 11 people are here. This is fun. um, how do you want to start? Do you want me to choose a subject, or do you want to? Oh, thank you for the nice hair comment. It will be different in a week's time, I can assure you. Do you want me to fill you in on what's been going on over at Patreon? Hi, Falcon. Do you want me to let you know what's been going on at Patreon, or do you have anything else that you want to start me talking about? Because I will just talk, you know me. Just rejoined your Patreon again today. That's so exciting. Why did you leave? Yeah, things are kind of getting exciting over on Patreon, I think. And I'm loving all the emails that I'm getting from people, which is really warming my heart because a lot of the subjects that are coming up at the moment are all about body shaming. I've been feeling a bit self-conscious lately. I guess it's winter, you know, and like kind of put our bodies away under big clumpy clothes when it gets cold, and then suddenly it's like, I don't know, haven't really paid much attention to my body. And then and so on Patreon the aim was to kind of, I don't know, just to get as free as possible, and that includes me getting as comfortable as I can with my body and with sharing it. So I was getting a new credit card, so I had to leave because the payment wouldn't have went through. Okay, completely understand. I'm not allowed any more credit cards. All my credit cards have been cut up and thrown away. Yeah. So what's going on with everybody? What is Patreon? What is Patreon? Okay, so basically, this is Suze on YouTube, moved over to a membership site called Patreon. Patreon was set up by a band called Pamplemousse, and they're basically trying to help artists and creatives make money away from, I guess for musicians, it would be making a way of making money away from, you know, being on a record label. So they decided to set up a platform where artists and creators basically had control of their content, and it was kind of up to their followers to basically pay the creator if they respected and valued their content. So it's like you can if you want to, or not if you don't want. Patreon was created for Suze as a freelancer. Thanks. Yeah, well, basically, as you know, YouTube, the first time we were here on YouTube, or I was here on YouTube, the channel got taken down. So it wasn't really sort of a safe space, if you like. So the other thing is that the reason that the channel was taken down, apparently, was because of the content. And so I like to have total freedom. And so basically I moved to Patreon, and Patreon is, you know, basically a membership only version of This Is Suze. So I'm really sorry I haven't really been around on YouTube lately, but it's just, you know, it's just kind of been a lot for me to keep up with all the new moves and other stuff that I'm doing in my life. And so just kind of getting myself used to Patreon. So I just needed a month to kind of just be able to do that. And I would love to post a few vlogs back here on YouTube and keep this channel alive. But we're definitely going to do live stream every month. And I think just for ease, we'll just do the last Sunday of every month, because it's like at least we can remember it that way. So yeah, so I'm really happy. You know, it's like anytime I start a new platform, and YouTube came down and we moved to VidMe, and then VidMe came down and then went back to YouTube and then over to Patreon. Every time that happens, it's quite challenging for me to get into the flow of things and to understand how the new platform works and stuff. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And yeah, I just want to get to a point where it's total freedom, where I feel totally free to share whatever I want and talk about whatever I want and do whatever I want. And to a certain extent, you know, Patreon is that platform. And I think I feel like we found a really good platform for now. It might evolve and grow. There's been some crazy topics of conversation that have been coming up lately over on Patreon. So I think that's just going to keep evolving. I'm going away soon for a little getaway to get out of the winter. I mean, ironically, actually, I'm starting in Sweden, so it's going to be colder than here, maybe. And that's only 2.5 days, though. And then I'm going to go to Malaga in the south of Spain because I need to get naked and get some sunshine. The Tina Turner dance was the highlight of the Patreon videos. Oh, thanks. Yeah, and I chose the song Simply the Best because my patrons are simply the best. And I've just been really loving lately all the emails that I've been sent, and I'm pretty much on top of replying to most of them. But I love the interactiveness, and I love people sharing, like, based on my videos and what I'm commenting on. I love it when people actually, write to me and say what it brought up for them and what they're going through. Like, for me, that's one of the things I like the most about getting letters from people, which I really, really love. Ask me something, because I just keep talking. Are there only 2 people in the comments today? I don't know how it works with the comments, because I don't know if I've joined in someone else's live stream, so I don't know whether you need an app to go in the comments or whether you do it from your computer or whether it's easy to do it from your phone or not. But I love the comments because then I get to hear what people say. But it's early, we've only just started, maybe more people will turn up. What was the bonus content? Well, I can't tell you. I was on the list, but I had to leave. Oh, hi, Nicholas. Is there a theme for tonight? If you create it. So what was the bonus content for the first 25 patrons? Well, actually, I changed it to the first 30 patrons because I was just so excited how many people joined. So I changed it to the first 30. I do have a list of the first 30. So I'm not going to tell you what the bonus content is because it's only for those 30. So it's a surprise. And it's not like they're the only ones that are ever going to get a bonus and a reward and a surprise. It's going to be available for anyone when I suddenly decide to do a random reward or surprise. It might be like the 50th person, the 100th person, or I don't know. I might just suddenly do some random surprise of anyone that joins in a certain month. I don't know. It's just fun. I love that option. You haven't missed out on it, no, because I was going to get my arse and gear. I have most of it ready, but there's a little bit that's not ready. And I just, I had kind of planned to actually have it done by now, to be honest. Like, the 22nd was when I was aiming to get it done, but it isn't going to get done on the 22nd because now it is the 28th. So I want to get it done by the end of the month. So yeah, I hopefully will do it on Tuesday and send it out. So I'm going to have to create a password on Patreon for those first 30 people, and you guys will be able to look at that content. So yeah, I'll have to work it out because I don't know how it works. I don't know whether the people that left won't get the content or not. I just don't know, but we'll have a look. Right. Judging by the Tina and Tony video, it looks like you already have your assy gear. Lol. I'm getting my ass in gear. Yeah, basically, so some of the conversation that's been coming up has been body consciousness, self-consciousness. I felt self-conscious because I haven't really been working out this year. I've literally feel like I've been behind a screen, just really, really working on my business stuff and just trying to set things up. And so, sorry, the light's really bad in here, isn't it? Sorry, let me maybe up the light. Come on, light, turn around. Yay, that's better. So, yeah, I haven't really been making any effort, but I haven't been going to the gym, or not that I normally go to the gym, but like swimming, or I really haven't even been doing regular yoga, which is very unlike me because I actually love to work out. I love to stretch. I love to feel my body. David, hi. I think this is Suze. Hi, sure. So glad I found you again. Love your energy and wackiness. Oh, good. You're in the right place. Yeah, so that's been the conversation on Patreon at the moment. It's just the fact that I felt a bit like, yeah, just I wasn't in love with my body, and I didn't feel like sharing it. I mean, it is fucking freezing. We are in like end of October in England. It's really cold, and I've got the heating on, but even with heating on, it can be quite cold. But you know, it's just like suddenly you can get busy and just realize that you've completely forgotten to take care of your body, and you're not. I used to do warm oil massages, as you know. I used to work out a lot, go to yoga. I haven't been doing that. And when I'm in hot countries, I swim every day and lie in the sun. And when you're in a hot country, I think your body's just so open, and you're just, I don't know, you don't feel like stuffing your face, and I don't know, because you're just wearing less clothes. So I want to get my body back, not for vanity necessarily, purely just because I just want to feel great and fantastic. So today I went and did a bit of power play, and then I sat in the sauna, which is really nice. Just take as much stairs as you can. Yeah, it's so true, actually. Whenever I take the underground in London, I always walk up the stairs, Even if I've got heels on, I walk up the stairs because like it's just such an amazing workout. All right, so Nicholas was asking if there is a theme for tonight, and I don't know. We could have a body. Should we have a body shaming or a body celebrating theme? Maybe we could ask everyone here, like, what is it that you love about your body? What is it you don't love about your body? What would you like to love more? And you know, one of the conversations that have come up on Patreon has been like, would it be possible to be completely shame-free? Like, would it be possible to have no shame? You know, and what would that be like? Okay, so D Francis is saying celebrating. Celebrating. Yeah, we'll do celebrating. It's like celebrating with potatoes. Yeah, so yeah, what do you love about your body? Like, share here what you love about your body. What do you love about your body? What do I love about my body? I love my new tattoo that I got done in Paris. I would have loved it if it was like a 3 more centimeters in towards the bone, personally. But at the time when I got my tattoo done in Paris, I was so nervous. I thought I was going to pass out because I really thought it was going to hurt. Like, I really thought it was going to be torturous. I hardly felt it. I was like, oh, that's kind of disappointing. Like, the amount of anxiety that I had going through me, like, I thought it would be like, I don't know, kinkier or something. It really wasn't. But because of that, I wasn't really faffing too much about the position of it, you know, and it wasn't correcting it. And I thought maybe he's avoiding that place because, you know, there's a vein there and he's gonna like end up killing me and stuff, you know. Not that I have like a catastrophe mentality or anything, you know, like I never have worst case scenario. Like, obviously I type good England. I love my tattoos. It's a coat of arms. Yeah, and I think after I had the tattoo, I was so excited. I was kind of like, yeah, I'm going to get loads now. But actually, I haven't because, hey, baby, it's my pussycat. So I love the way he speaks to me when he comes in the house. He's like, beep. Letting me know he's here. If he comes inside, I will bring him on because he's so beautiful. Love of my life. Hey, baby. Okay, let's pick up this beautiful, beautiful animal. Come here, baby. No, I think you were on the live stream last time, weren't you? Yeah. Mommy's puppy. Oh, so cute. He's got really cold feet. You got cold feet, baby. Oh, his feet so cold. He's so adorable. So yeah, I just was like, I'm not sure if I want to have loads and loads and loads of tattoos because yeah, it's like it becomes part of you. But yeah, at the same time, yeah, maybe I want to be mindful of like, yeah, I don't know, I want to get inspired with photo cat videos. Get all the views on cat videos. That'd be hilarious. My cat is gorgeous. Yeah. Well, it's a quiet little live stream tonight, which is all good. Yeah. Does anyone else want to talk about their things that they love about their body? I love my body when it's in shape, but wouldn't it be nice if we could love our body all the time, whether it's in shape, out of shape? Wouldn't it be lovely if you could just love yourself all the time, regardless? You could have loads of different temporary tattoos. Yeah, it's true. You could definitely have temporary tattoos. They're super addictive. I was planning on just a few tattoos. Now I have loads. Yeah, that's always the way, isn't it? Well, I definitely want to have more, but I think I want them to be special. And at the time, I didn't realize that actually you can write in your own writing. Like, that's how naive I was. I thought you had to pick a font. I didn't realize you could write something and they just trace it. So this actually is my own writing. And then I could get, my favorite people to write all over me, basically. Yeah, so I don't know. The bits of my body that I don't celebrate, I would say, I don't know, this light's okay tonight, but I don't like when I get a line here. I don't like it when I get bags under here. If less is more, imagine how much more would be. That's like one of those cryptic things that they say. You have to work out what it means. Yeah, I like my body when it's in shape. Isn't that the same with everyone? Like, you like your body when it feels the best for you, depending on what it is you want to wear, And I would like to be stronger. Like, I would like to have like less fat here and a bit more like tone. But I'm definitely not in that space where I think skinny is sexy anymore. I think when I see skinny people, I think that they look hungry. So I'm not like in that 90s thing of like, skinny is amazing. It's more like, do I feel amazing? I think that's what I care about more, is like how I feel. You look pretty toned in the Patreon vids. Well, thank you very much. It's very nice of you. Yeah, so yeah, Patreon is, we're still doing the same stuff that we used to do on YouTube. It's just now I feel like it's just feeling free to take it to a whole new level, or even to take it back to the level maybe that we had it on the original YouTube channel before the YouTube police came in. That's the plan, pretty much. So where is everyone calling in from? Are you guys all in the States, or any of you over here in London? Life is too short for regrets, and life is for making the most out of it, whether it's the body or mind. It's true. Like, imagine, like, everyone's seen those quotes of people when they're 80 and they're like, oh, if I had my time again, and they all say I would spend less time worrying, less time stressing, more time living, more time having fun, at least with Patreon, you don't have to worry about getting a strike. Yeah, I don't know. If they introduced that would suck. Oh, someone's hit from Cambridge and someone's from Ireland. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so speaking of life being too short and going on adventures and stuff, I'm going for this adventure to Malaga. Okay, so get this. This has been the conversation going on Patreon that's suddenly got a bit nuts. Okay, so basically, I have a Swedish friend who I'm going to visit. We have never met in person. We've met over video through a community. So we've got a lot of people that we know in common. We've both done the same retreat, etc. And now we're meeting for the first time in the flesh. So it's quite amazing to suddenly, this person that we've never met in the flesh, we're actually going to go and spend 2 weeks together traveling as well. And traveling is when you really, people say this, that people who are in couples say that when you actually travel with someone, that's when you know if you actually really like someone, because you might even live with them and be okay because you're kind of sedentary and in your routine. But then if you start traveling with them, that can end up bringing up all your shit, basically. So we're well prepared for the fact that it might bring up all of our stuff, but at the same time, so far knowing each other, we have always sat and done meditations together, or he's definitely not someone that's averse to pain, or he's not someone who's averse to crying, or he's not, he's not weirded out by that kind of thing. So the adventure is to meet in Sweden for 2.5 days, and then we fly to Malaga together. I think there's some nudist beaches there. I think it's about 70 degrees, which is about 20 degrees. So it's not like super hot, but it's definitely warm enough. And so the conversation that came up on Patreon, which was really funny, was that like my friend introduced me, or I don't know how he found it, but he introduced me and he said, hey, baby. He said, what about conscious porn, right? So he just kept sending me all this stuff about conscious porn. And so we started this conversation now about what does that mean and everything like that, because he goes on a lot of tantra kind of workshops and things like that, and some of them are really good and some of them are not, and so he's been on that journey. I've never really been on that journey much. When I was in Austria, I did go to a friend of mine who was running like a kind of tantra. I think it was supposed to be 3 days, but the first day I turned up, it just wasn't for me, and I actually ended up leaving. And luckily I had a friend who lived in that part of Austria, so I got rescued and I just kind of left. Because it just wasn't for me, that particular type, so it's kind of like you got to find what works for you. But so that's another conversation that's coming up at the moment that's quite interesting for us. It's like exploring that. So I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, what else does everybody have to say? Everyone's very quiet tonight. It's a very quiet group tonight. I think we had like 100 last time. It's like everyone's left. I mean, maybe Sunday's not the best day. I don't know. Let me know if this is a really awful day. There is literally nothing out there that at least one person isn't aroused by, so anything can be porn now. Yeah. What do you think, Marvin? He's like, yeah, I don't do porn. I just do sleeping. Yeah, I guess you could be right. Sorry, watching Formula One simultaneously. Are you telling me that I'm competing with Formula One tonight? Oh, I didn't know about that. That's hilarious. I'm losing to Formula One, but they just keep going round in circles. Like nothing else happens. Amelia, I tuned in at just the right time. Conscious porn. Hilarious. Your Patreon video called the weirdest authenticity challenge. I wasn't able to watch. Lol, those things freak me out. I'm trying. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say what I did. You have to go onto Patreon and sign up if you want to find out what the weirdest authenticity challenge video was so far. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I haven't had anyone's feedback yet that's saying that they didn't sign up. I love the stars, Amelia. How do you do that? Oh, look, there's a little face button. Let me see. I sound like an old granny. Oh, look, there's an emoji. Let's click on the emoji. Oh, look, there's lots of emojis. There's so many emojis. Oh, this is hilarious. It's my little granny pass. Where's the star? I like the star. Well, let's have some sunshine because it's really cold. Boom! And then there was sun. Yeah, I don't know where the star is. There's a lot of them. Oh, look, we'll have some love. There you go. Handbag, sunshine, and love. What else do you need? Yeah, I can't find the star sign. Never mind. We'll put Marvin on. There's Marvin. Damn it, everyone's found the stars. Why can't I find the stars? Oh, no. Do you have to put... Oh, I see. You maybe can put the word star. Yes! There we go. Very exciting. Oh, she finally worked it out. She's not slow at all. All right, so that's enough emoji playing. All right, so my little crew of 15 people who are live here, tell me everything. Come on, like you start the conversation. It's not a one-way street. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here talking to myself. Stars. I'm just gonna go silent. Oh, it's the skirt. What? Oh, Yes. Oh, yeah. So Amelia and I met for Amelia, can I share the conversation? Can I share the song? I can't even talk now. Can I share the conversation that we had? I'm going to ask permission. So basically, I met Amelia. We met because we went to the Tate Modern in London, and they had a spooning thing going on. So I know some people who do this kind of group thing called Togetherness, and basically they invited everyone to go spooning at the Tate Modern. Okay, and the idea was that there was an artist who had art on the floor, and that if you got the floor hot, then it would reveal the art underneath. I mean, it's such a cold space in the turbine hall. I mean, you'd literally need blow heaters. But we literally, complete strangers, were just like spooning each other. And afterwards, you saw all the lines of people's bodies. It was really nice. Anyway, just follow the conversation. Absolutely, please do. Forking is better. All right, take your word for it. Did you have to fork out a lot of money for it? What, the skirt or the spooning? Michael Goggins, hello. Beautiful shoulder. Okay, so this is my dress. I don't have any pictures on my walls. I don't know why. So now I just put my dresses as my pictures. So I just have dresses all over my house. Instead, I just hang them up on hangers on hooks, and they look pretty because I love them. I love clothes more than I love pictures. The problem with pictures is they just stay the same. They're just like, you know, they say it's not very good for you. You should look at art that you can see something different into it every time, not just like something like a photograph that's stuck in time. But yeah, this is a really nice dress. Anyway, so I was wearing this when I met Amelia. So we went spooning, and then after we went spooning, we were walking back to the tube afterwards, and she was going off to a very kinky night, young lady. So anyway, we got chatting, and because I help people like turn their ideas into income, and I coach people on stuff like that, she's just left a full-time job, and so she was like, oh, maybe we should meet up. So we did. So we met up, and we had a very sprinty hot chocolate, and she's got this really cool idea. Okay, so Amelia goes to sex parties in London. I don't know the exact name of the ones you go to, but basically she likes going to them, but what she's found is that they're not really offering what she exactly wants. They're maybe not as sophisticated as she wants. They're maybe not as gently sensual as she wants, you know, maybe. Yeah, so she's kind of disappointed with the way they go, and she feels that she could contribute to creating something better, which basically is an entrepreneur, isn't it? An entrepreneur finds a problem and then makes a solution to it. So basically takes something that's not working and then makes it better. Okay, and I have my friend Victor in Sweden. When I told him about this, he's also really interested. And I was like, well, let's set the parties up in Sweden. And he feels the same, that he loves the more conscious side of things as well. So maybe, yeah, it's not just sort of walk into a room, feel really uncomfortable, you know. So anyway, so I was chatting with Amelia, and, you know, and I said to her the other day, well, I could coach you on how to set up this up as a business, or I could just help you create sex parties instead, because I thought that would be fun. And not that I've ever really been to one. So maybe that's the next Patreon video that needs to be made. Okay, show your dress, never your address. Yes, very funny. That's convenient. Get dressed anywhere in the house. Yeah, I can just have, this is literally a walk-in wardrobe. I just realized that. Oh my God, that's my dream come true. Like when I was a little kid, I used to have a dressing up box in my house, and all my friends would come over and get dressed up. Mostly my mum's old stuff, you know, old clothes and things. But then when I went to play school, there was a whole dressing up room, you know, with a mirror, and like that's where I pretty much spent all my time. Cover yourself in paint and put body art on the walls. Suze your channel. Well, I have thought about doing that, like doing like a live art body painting. That would be quite fun. It's quite difficult to do yourself, I would imagine, but I have seen people do it online. Don't forget to talk about the orgy night. Oh yeah. Okay, so Amelia, okay, Nicholas is someone that I actually coach, and he who came up with the idea? I don't know whether Nicholas was being funny or whether this is an actual thing, but obviously because you were talking about orgies, Nicholas said, you'll need an orgienizer for that, like organizer, orgienizer. And I just thought that is hilarious. I thought that'd be a really great word for it. You could call yourself an orgienizer. It's like, what do you do? I'm an orgienizer. I can organize orgy parties. Lol. Yeah, Louis like, respect, Amelia. She says really pretty as well. Thanks, Louis. Two shields. Lol. Not just like, I can't keep up. She's too young. I'm just like, I don't know all these emojis. I'm like, I'm not down with the kids. Look at the link. It's a thing. Look at the link. It's a thing. Look at the link. It's a thing. Like what? What link? What thing? Oh, Orgienizer. Okay. She's slow, but at least the wheels are still turning. What does my friend say? I've got this most beautiful friend in the world. He's 86, I think. He's my friend's dad, and I love him to pieces. And he says, what does he say? He says the bad news is that I'm a slow learner. The good news is that I'm still learning. I just think it's so cute. Orgienizer. Okay. All right. So you wanted to know what the theme is tonight. We've ended up talking about orgies, but this is pretty much just what happens on Patreon. Like anything is going now. Marvin's like, oh my God, you're just crazy. I love the way my cat doesn't judge me. Like whatever I do, say, I come back with the weirdest hairstyles, whatever. And, you know, my cat just looks at me like, you know, all good. Just like no judgment. It's funny. All right. So I have a question for you. Okay. Have you ever been to an orgy? Put your hands up in the air. Show me that you really care. Who cleans up after an orgy? Oh my God, lower the tone. Not me, that's for sure. All right, next question. Good question, Amelia. Do you know the answer to that one? We'll have to bring her on next time. No, Michael hasn't. In the next life, Michael. No, gosh. So, Amelia, you're the most happening person on this live so far. Anyone else? I don't have car keys to swap. Isn't that something they do like in the 80s? Do they still do that now? Is that still a thing? Not everyone has a car. Like you'd have to swap your Oyster cards in London. Everyone will be swapping their underground tickets. You go back to each other's houses. Like you can go to my house, the other person can go to your house. The pragmatic type, I like that. Ideally, it's a team effort, as is the rest of the night. Oh, so I think about it. Oyster card swap. Yeah, but you'd get really poor people. You get like people who live in like the wrong part of London, and I don't think that's what. We were wanting classy sex parties, Amelia, weren't we? So, yeah, I've been to a haunted house. That's the closest I've been to an orgy. What? A ghost party? Funny. Amelia said she'd like to join us. So, yeah. Yeah, so I'm going traveling soon and I haven't packed yet, which is not a big deal because I'm not going till Friday, but still I haven't actually packed. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should, because as soon as you start opening the suitcase, I find that that's when the excitement starts happening. I'm starting to feel a little bit excited now, even though I actually don't have anyone to cat sit yet. I'm sorry, Marvin, you're just going to have to hunt for birds for a couple of weeks. No, never gonna happen. Boom, boom. What's going on here? Ghost party, that's the spirit. Lol. Okay. Well, come on. There are like 18 other people in this call. Like, I want some action. Is there much packing if you're going to nude beaches? Well, only because I don't really have a very nice bikini at the moment. Like, I seem to have lost the bottoms to the top. So, like, they're mixed matched, which I don't really like. I wouldn't mind if they were like great bottoms to a completely different colored top, but they just, neither set's nice now. I bought some beautiful stuff in Paris. I left them one in the Dominican Republic. So I'm like, where am I going to find a bikini at this time of year? Oh, I think you should wait for 2 days to pack. what, just so that I get really stressed. I'd actually quite like to start tomorrow. I like to take my suitcase out of the cellar, open it up, and that just kind of starts the like boom, 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 it's happening thing, you know, and then I start to go around my house and just start to pick things and put them in piles and then sort of decide, because you know what girls are like, it's kind of like, oh, there's a Monopoly board, I might want to play Monopoly, or like, oh, let's a picnic basket, let's take a picnic basket, or like, oh, I might need some post-it notes, let's put post-it notes in. And then you're like, oh, this stuff that you never use like on a regular basis suddenly becomes essential for this 2-week holiday. You know, it's like, how many clothes can you wear in 2 days? Oh, wait, you need a cat sitter. Maybe I'll help. Oh, lovely. Thank you. 2 days before, let the suspense bubbled. Let the suspense bubble. Let the suspense build. Amazon has cheap bikinis. How do you know? No comment. Yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal. Like, it really doesn't matter. I'm sure Victor doesn't really care. It's like, I care. But it'd be interesting to see what clothes I've got. Ow! It'll be interesting to see what clothes I've got. You know, because it's like, I feel like I mean, we did have summer here, but I feel like I haven't had a summer for ages. So yeah, it'll be fun going around the house. I like that white thing there. It's like, it's not purple and it's just like a white dressy thing. I like that. I don't think I'll take this. It's probably a bit too formal for where we're going, but yeah, I've got summer stuff. It's just shoes. Shoes take up so much room in a case. And it's like, I really hate like narrowing down on shoes. It's really challenging. Okay, so we've done body celebrating. Amelia, which part of your body do you celebrate the most? Which bit do you like? I used to have a line down here because I used to do so many sit-ups as a kid. So I really loved that line there, but still there. I was going to take it off and then I was like, oh, I don't know if we can on YouTube, but like, it's still a line here, and it's not as defined as it was. And I used to have like such a flat stomach, and not that I care so much about having a flat stomach anymore, but still it's kind of like, I do love it when I've been on a beach. I feel so much better. I thought it's always summer in England. Yeah, it's a really hot country. Yeah, we have like palm trees and there's a beach, and yeah, everyone's really friendly here. And yeah, it's great. I did go to the beach the other day. I went down to the south of England where I grew up in Brighton, and I do love it there. I really love being by the sea. It's really nice. It feels really good. Well, it's nice to see everybody. I am going to start doing live streams on Patreon for patrons only live streams. So we might have a little bit more freedom there, which is going to be fun. Oh, that's a lovely question. I really love my collarbone and neck. Oh, well, I've only met you once, but do have a very pretty collarbone neck. Yeah, I used to love my collarbone more when I'm thinner, like, you know, when you can really see it. It's really funny. I think if you grow up like with a mum like I did, who's obsessed with like everyone being skinny, you get used to seeing like bones in your body and they become like, you know, definition sort of thing. I just made myself all red now. But yeah, I don't really have much going on much with the collarbone. Marty, you're so cutesy. I haven't seen you much today. Who else has bits of their body that they celebrate? I need to get my eyebrows done, but I usually quite like my eyebrows naturally. They're okay. I like the fact that as I got older, I actually got some cheekbones, which was nice. I've got a funny ear. One of my ears is funny. So this one, it's like, it's not stuck together, but this ear, it's stuck together as like a Spock ear. I think as I came through the birth canal, like it like must have pushed through like that, like nah, and then the ear got stuck down. Either that or I must have been in the womb, like putting some glue stick on it or something. So yeah, so this ear's got stuck. I have, what else do I have weird about my body? I have a birthmark right in the middle of my back. I think it's a birthmark. That's about it. Can't think of anything else. So we all just love our bodies and that's it. It's not very exciting. There's no gossip here. There's nothing juicy to go on. Ugh. I like my boobs. There have been times in my life where I'm like, oh, it'd be really fun. I'd like to have bigger boobs, but I also like to be able to take them off at the end of the day because, you know, who wants to run up and down stairs with those things? But it's kind of like that's what push-up bras are for. So it's just like, I have boobs, no, I don't. I have boobs, no, I don't. It's great. Birthmarks are just nature's tattoos. Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Mm. Okay, anything else? Does anyone want to know anything? I like your boobs too, Nene. Thank you. I like my bum when it's like, you know, toned. I don't like my bum when it's just like been on holiday and I haven't been working out for a while because I think bums need to be round. And yeah, my cat's looking at me. It's like, why do you care about all this stuff? Like, so we've talked about bodies, we've talked about orgies, we've talked about my holiday. Is there anything else you want to know, or should we just say goodnight? Like, what do you want to talk about? I've still got this lamp coming out of my body. Oh, let me show what I bought. So thanks to my patrons being so generous, I bought my first tripod. I haven't actually used it because generally with the authenticity challenge, the style always has been authenticity. So it's not about like making the most beautiful, perfect, wonderful, edited videos. In fact, it's generally me looking as shit as possible. But I really wanted to have a tripod. Look at this thing. It's so nice. So what should we expect on Patreon next month? Maybe I'll use my tripod. Things get really exciting. Look, it's very beautiful. It's brand new, but I love to recycle. So actually, I got it from someone who was selling it on Facebook. And just met up. It's beautiful. Look, it's KNF concept. I did a lot of research, and this is actually pretty special. Like, so when you do that with the legs, look, they just slide and then slide. There's none of this faffing around. So anyway, that's my sexy tripod. So with my phone, I wouldn't use that tripod. I'd need to get another mount. But if I can use my Canon camera with that, I have tried doing that. In fact, I might upload to Patreon the video that I tried to make with my Canon camera with my tripod for the first time, and I didn't know if it was filming. And I realized that actually all I could do is just turn my Canon on. You know, the video bit, you can turn it around so you can see and check, but I didn't do that. Anyway, lol. I'm a filmmaker part-time sometimes. Who doesn't know what the hell she is doing? What should we expect on Patreon next month? Well, don't you like surprises? You used to do only topless from what I can remember. You seem to be adding more bums to your video. You're telling everyone what's going on. Were you getting requests or did you just want to go all out? Well, the whole point is to accept my body, and like the authenticity challenge is about accepting all sides of myself. And I think where a lot of the challenge was starting on Patreon as I moved over was accepting my moods, accepting me angry, accepting me sad. It's been freezing here, so we've mostly been in the bath. But yeah, then it was kind of like I realized that I've always been comfortable since a kid being topless, like always. I used to drive my little sister crazy because I'd be lying on the beach with topless, you know, and you know, my dad would try and tell her, well, she doesn't have anything anyway, so why are you worried about it? Like, she just has a couple of paracetamols. But yeah, my sister would really not like it, whereas I couldn't stand having to wear a top on a beach because it's like all the lines you're going to get and everything, so it never made sense to me. So I've always been very comfortable, you know, but I wouldn't say I'm necessarily comfortable being fully, completely naked because that's not what I normally do. So I'm not going to go against what I normally do, kind of thing. But yeah, so for me, it was just the next stage was to just get comfortable and accepting of myself. That's the point, accepting all sides of myself in public. So yeah, now it's more getting a little bit into being really comfortable just, you know, with a body and not like, you know, we're so, you know, we do this whole thing of like, oh, boobs, oh, bums, you know, whatever. But like, you know, in some of the communities that I've been in where it's like naked community, it's, you get over that pretty quickly. You kind of, the first 3 days, everyone's just like staring at each other's genitals because like, you know, like, you're not used to seeing people naked. But the thing is, once you get over it, you're kind of like, oh, like that's just us. Like we actually come like that. We don't come in a green jumper, you know, we actually come like that. So if you're not seeing someone like that, then you're generally actually not seeing them as their authentic self. You're seeing them as, you know, with a mask on, as you like. And so then we're kind of taught that like when you see someone naked, it should only be in a sexual way. And so that's why I think people think nudity and sex are just together, but they're not actually. Your just natural self is naked. You don't realize because you don't think about that much, but it is. So what are people saying? La la la. Am I the only one who has not seen your brass? Fuck my life. Go to Patreon. Is it not more awkward to film your ass on video because you can't see the cameras? Yeah, I mean, come on. It's like, it kind of makes sense. Like, I don't talk out my butt, like, only when I'm just talking a load of shit. That just came out wrong. Damn it, there's no erase button on live stream. But anyway, yeah, I don't generally, you know, when I talk to the camera, like my face is this way. So like, I don't normally do that when I talk. So that's usually why I don't film my bum. Everyone just gets used to what they are around. If everyone was always naked, then one day someone wore clothes, the clothes person would stand out. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, I remember when we were on Naked the Retreat the first time I went, and there was only one woman out of the whole 12 people who was hardly ever going naked. Like she might wear underwear, but she wasn't going naked. And she was going through a real kind of self-conscious stage. She felt, yeah, she just didn't feel good about herself. She was quite low on the retreat. And then we were like, you know, what's going on with this? Like, you want to share about this, talk about it, whatever. And she did. And then what we discovered is that she was having that thing where your skin changes color, you know, where some people like the Michael Jackson thing. I can't remember the formal name for it. I'm sure you don't go to the doctor and say, yeah, you've got the Michael Jackson thing. But like where your skin the pigment starts to change color. So then you kind of get two different tones. There is a word for it. And she was having that kind of, you know, like around her genitals, lower legs, whatever. And so it was making her really, really self-conscious. And so that was one of the reasons that was really making her not feel proud of her body, or it made her feel ashamed, or that maybe that she was ugly. So, you know, we got into a women's circle and, you know, all got together and just started kind of boosting her up again and making her feel amazing. And then by the end of it, she was just doing this like naked photo shoot and she was all good. But yeah, so yeah, like it just depends what's normal, you know. Anybody else with anything to say? Tú me sabes nada. I started going to Spanish on Tuesday mornings. And I cannot speak for love nor money, really. I can pretty much understand quite a lot. I can read fairly well, but I don't know, just not speaking very well. But they do like a conversation exchange, so you're forced to actually speak something. Although what happens at a nudist camp is some guy gets, let's say, physically happy. Are there any rules? I think that's what everyone's afraid of. I think that's what everyone thinks is going to happen. But like, I don't know. I don't remember anything happening. And to be honest, this wasn't a nudist camp. This is like a really safe, contained space where we're not just going there to be naked. We were going there to learn transparent communication. Like we were doing Osho meditation. We were doing tons of things, you know, fun stuff too. But, you know, that wasn't the main thing, the nudity. Yeah. So I don't know. It's like, and again, we're trying to get rid of the shame, body shaming. So if that does happen, then as long as someone's not being aggressive and as long as it's, what's the word? Consensual, anything's okay. But if someone were to, I don't know, be at you or be like that you haven't asked for, then yeah, that's not okay. But that's the amazing thing in those retreats is you can talk about anything, you can bring anything up. In fact, in our retreat, there was someone that some of the women just didn't feel comfortable around this guy because he just had such a sort of fierce sexuality. And he'd just be like, I'm a Pisces. No, is it Pisces? Not Pisces. I'm a Scorpio, and he'd just be like, and whatever reasons he had or whatever. But by bringing it up, he also shared his personal stories and I don't know, things and, like, I don't know. Y'all want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't think we've got a world full of freaky perverts. I think we've got repressed sexuality. I think we've got a lot of shame going on, so people don't feel safe to share and talk about things. I think that's more what it is. Put a plant pot on it. Okay. As long as it's not a cactus. All right, my beautiful people. So if anyone has any more questions, now is the time. Otherwise, we will wrap up and finish this beautiful conversation. It's been nice to have you here. When you meet another nudist, I just don't even like the word nudist because it's almost like I'm a rebel, so I don't like anything that's already been done. And even just like the word nudist, it's like nudist. I don't know. And it always makes you think of like, ugly fat German tourists or something, it's like, oh no, I don't really consider myself a nudist. Is it strictly handshake? Because how might it get awkward? Well, no, not on the retreat, because you're thinking, again, you can only think of nakedness as sexual. So because of that, that's all you can think about, which I understand because that's what most people think about before they actually have this experience. And then when you go, you realize that's not really all you're thinking about. Actually, you're just being yourself. You find other parts of yourself that you didn't know. Like you might find modesty, you might find shyness, you might find you've got more or less confidence than you have with clothes on, because clothes hide a lot of things. And so clothes can give you a fake confidence, right? So then if you take off the clothes, you might not have the same confidence level, or you might find you have more. There were some guys who like definitely had more confidence with their clothes on. Okay, so any more questions about anything? Does anyone have any questions about Patreon? Is anyone like wanting to check it out but not sure how it works? Because I can fill you in with my very basic knowledge of how it works if you want to know. Anything else? Does anyone want to ask me about my trip? Does anyone want to ask me anything? Because now's the time. Quote the film. No one knows that. It says, now's the fucking time. What's the film? Okay, Louis says, tell how Patreon works. Okay, so I was learning about Patreon and how it works. So the way that I have chosen now to set it up so that it's just really obvious is that you basically join. And as soon as you join, your money will be taken. It's not like, like it was before where it's like you delay it and your money goes out. So let's say you join on the 1st of November, that your money, your membership for the Authenticity Challenge will be taken out. So right now, the Authenticity Challenge is $25 a month. On the 1st, your money will come out. And then on the next month, your money would come out on the 1st. Okay. Unless you decide not to stay for the next month. What else happens on Patreon? So that's pretty much how it works for you as a patron. They have things called tiers. Okay. So tiers, you might have a $1 tier, a $5 tier. I'm going to add a dollar tier. So if anyone wants to just support the YouTube channel, but is not interested in watching the Authenticity Challenge, you can just donate $1, and that would just be for the YouTube channel. Then there's a $5, $10, could be 25, could go all the way up to $1,000, whatever. If you look at other people, they do all kinds of things. So at the moment, I just have the Authenticity Challenge, which we've done as a $25 tier. And basically, I wanted Patreon to be a safe space, because with YouTube, people could just come in, watch the content, maybe just dislike it, and then just leave. And it's just not a very nice energy for me. So I wanted a safe space. Okay, so where's the Patreon live stream being housed? On Patreon channels? Yes. Okay, so I've discovered that Patreon do their own version of a live stream. I think it's called something like, I don't know, Michael, you might know. Discord, I think it's called. So I don't actually know how that works, if it's a live video or if it's a live chat room. I think Discord is a chat room, but I think you can get sound. So quite a few of my patrons have been writing to me and asking if we can have a live Patreon only. And I was like, yeah, that would be really nice. So we will definitely, or I will definitely set that up. I always say we. We'll set that up, me and my other selves. Blah, blah, blah. What's the next question? Are there any special deals or bonuses for patrons? There are indeed. Okay, so the special, well, there's not special deals. It's $25. Like, it's $25. But what you get extra is that, and this is the thing that I love about Patreon, is that I can make up rewards as and when I want, for absolutely no other reason than because I want to. So the first reward that I've set up was for the first, well, I said it was for the first 25 and I lied, and it's for the first 30. So I have a little video coming up for the first 30, and it will be like, that will be like a little reward. So it will be kind of like content that no one else will see. So only that first 30 patrons that joined will see that content. When I do, look at me, how Italian am I? Yeah, the content. Like, so when I have another idea for a reward, it might be like, I don't know, the 100th person join, or it might be, I don't know, it might just be whatever. And then I will post that. Now, some Patreon creators, they post things in the mail, and I'm really sorry, but I can't even like remember to send a birthday card. So me sending something in the mail is probably just never gonna happen unless you pay me like $1,000. Like, I'm really not gonna remember, if I'm entirely honest. If you give me $1,000, I'd probably just rather fly to another country and see you rather than post something. So yeah, there's going to be all kinds of different rewards once I get other tiers going. And obviously, if you are paying for the Authenticity Challenge, and if I make a $20 tier, a $10 tier, and a $5 tier, you'll get all of those tiers for your $25, right? And same the higher up you go, right? So that's kind of how it works. Does that make sense? La la la. Nah, the paid delay on Patreon is a joke. So many people scam with that. D. Francis, you got that right. So a lot of people, naughty people, came in and they took and then they didn't pay. And I just thought, this is not very nice energy. It's like, it's kind of like going into someone's shop and just being like, yeah, I'm going to take this and walk out without paying, which I didn't think was very nice, because that is not the spirit of it. The idea of me doing this is that if I can get paid to do this, I can do this full time. Like, I can be doing this full time. And the Authenticity Challenge is just one thing on my massive list. And for those who haven't seen it, I made a thing on Patreon. I made a public post, actually, so you can all read it, of some of the dreams that I have. And one of the things I want to set up is I want to help people learn how I overcame my diagnosis of bipolar. And so I want to make a documentary of like basically my life story around that subject and what I went through and everything. So I want to hire a filmmaker and to go around London and film that. And I was hoping to do that by the end of November, potentially. And I was going to create a $5 tier with that documentary. So anyone who's paying for the Authenticity Challenge would get that included. The other thing I wanted to do was I wanted to start making short films with other filmmakers and actors. And I wanted to make that tier and split the money between all the other filmmaker and actor that I work with, which I thought would be a nice little thing. And then there's lots of other things. So this conversation with Victor obviously might end up being a channel in itself, because I had this in bed with Suze was one of the things that we're doing. Vulnerability is the new courage. So there's all these things that I want to create. But obviously the more money that I can make from Patreon, the more I can do this full time, because, you know, at the moment I can't afford to pay a filmmaker, you know, to make the documentary right now as it stands. So when I can afford to pay a filmmaker, you know, I paid the filmmaker who made the Patreon trailer. You know, they don't come cheap, these people, you know, even though I have a lot of friends and stuff, I believe in paying people for their work. You know, I don't want to get people to do things for free, because it's not very nice energy. Do you know anyone else who took up the authenticity challenge after seeing yours? I don't know. Guys keep saying to me, oh yeah, I'm going to do an authenticity challenge. Or I tell you what I've had more of is people saying that they go away and they think of ways that they can be more authentic in their life. Some people have gone away and tried it and then come back and gone, that was really hard. Google Hangout as a secure live stream service. Yeah, I have to look into that one. As long as the bonus video isn't a follow-up to the weirdest challenge video, I'm okay with it. No, it's not. Don't worry. Oh, he's been traumatized now. I traumatized my patron. I'm really sorry about that. Hilarious. Yeah, I think that's it. Have I covered everything about Patreon? I mean, anything that's new is scary, right? But when you go in there, it's not. And obviously there are other amazing people on there to follow. Obviously everyone's favorite rebel is Amanda Palmer, and she's like the Patreon queen. But someone said to me recently, they said you must be in the top 25% of Patreon earners, simply because Patreon is such a new platform. You know, people don't have a lot of followers, or they don't have stuff going on. So I'm very grateful that like so many of my YouTube followers went over to Patreon. And I have to say, it does feel like a really nice, safe space. And it took me a little while. I've been through a lot this year, and I've been a bit up and down. And, you know, I feel like high vibes are happening again now, and it's getting fun. Yeah. Any other questions before I sign out? Because we've gone on for an hour, and I'm sure you've had enough of the Suze. We should give Marvin his own channel. He really is so cute. I wish you could see him right now. He's just like lying on this chair with his arm, like, bless his heart. Any more questions? Because I'm hungry and I want to eat something. Dark chocolate ginger biscuits. Everyone loves Marvy. Patreon is good for cutting out the trolls. What does that mean? They won't? They won't pay to act like Muppets. Well, the other way I look at it, excuse me while I talk my mouth open. How rude is this? I don't think people are going to pay to hate me. I think that would be a very strange thing to do. I'm going to pay to watch your stuff and hate you. If someone did that, I'd be very worried about their mental health. Graceful biscuit munch. Not! So my hope is that we don't get trolls. My hope is that people wouldn't pay to hate me. So in effect, if you're paying for the content, I would assume you're there because you come in appreciation and love, and that's what you're going to receive from me, you know. And yeah, I do feel like it's become a nice place, and I hope you're enjoying the content, and I hope you feel like it's a nice space too. And I'm always open to people asking, you know, for content or topics or starting conversations. Yeah, so It's going to be very interesting once I get to Sweden. I can just feel that. I can just feel things are going crazy. So it's going to get very interesting. And I'm sure Amelia and I are going to continue our conversation too. So yeah, lots of things are going to be happening. Okay. I'll just keep eating until someone asks another question. Live biscuit munching. Yeah, we will. It'll be fun. Yeah, I know. You know what I really hate on YouTube is the dislike button. If you don't like it, just move on. I don't know. That I just find that negative. I don't like negativity for the sake of negativity. I don't look at dislike buttons and it doesn't put me off watching a video. If I see dislike buttons, I don't know, I find it so weird sometimes. Like, I know, I just don't like this. ASMR biscuits. Is that the sense thing? Like where you go up to the microphone. Like my friend did a really funny one where she was like, she's from Barbados and she was doing one of like eating a, I don't know what they're called, like oh no, what's that thing called? Not a pate, but it's like I can't think of the thing. Anyway, she just eats this like curry pasty, like a curry pasty thing, and she just eats it like as an ASMR video. It's really funny. No, I don't think we're saying that the trolls get paid, Nicholas. I mean, that would be funny. Yeah. But trolls don't like paying either. Yeah, lovely soothing sounds. Have a listen before bedtime. Oh, Patty. Oh yeah, Jamaican Patty. That's a really bad accent. Okay. Well, you must have had enough Suze by now. I've had enough Suze by now. That's way too much Suze before bedtime. Okay, so thank you so much for joining and hearing me biscuit munch with my mouth open. It's been lovely. And if you want to go and check out Patreon, oh my God, the funniest thing ever, by the way, ASMR freaks me out. It did freak me out, but it's like everything else, isn't it? When it's new things freak us out. When they're no longer new, they stop freaking us out. Lots of things freak you out, D. Francis. You can get some trauma therapy. Yeah, so what was I saying? What was I saying? Patreon reverse. I was saying something. What was I saying? Can't remember now. Oh, it couldn't be that important. Going over to Patreon. Did I say anything? No, I can't remember. I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was. Trauma therapy also freaks me out. Funny. Oh man, I was going to say something. I've forgotten now. But anyway, yeah, if you're not sure about Patreon, then just go and check it out. Someone's there. Will you show me your tatas now, just like you did in a video? No, I won't. Not on live. My tatas. My tatas. Marvin's like, what are tatas? Yeah, so if you haven't been over to Patreon, you don't know what it's like, go and have a look, see if you want to hang around. There are a couple of public posts, but generally everything is only at the moment for the Authenticity Challenge tier. That's the only thing I've got going on there. I'm just learning my way around. So I was going to say a funny thing. You're right. I was going to say a funny thing. Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't that funny. It was actually fucking horrific. So basically, the day that I launched Patreon live on YouTube. And then I told everyone that the URL was Suze. And then the URL wasn't Suze. It was #epic fuck up. And basically, my epic fail meant that I basically sent everyone to someone else's channel. And I didn't realize it because I was so stressed because I'm not like, I just thought that that's the URL I had chosen, but it hadn't actually saved. And the only way Patreon differentiates between, URL working or not is a red line underneath, but I didn't realize that. So I sent everyone to someone else's channel. So they were checking out some other girl called Suze who had a really cool looking page, but hasn't been active for a really long time. So eventually took me a while to work it out, and now obviously the URL is this is Suze, which is all good, and now marries quite nicely in with the YouTube. So it's www.patreon.com/this is Suze. You won't find it in a search engine, by the way, because it's over 18, because the authenticity challenge needs a bit of freedom. So you won't find it. If you go in and type in this is Suze into Patreon right now, you won't find it. You will have to put the URL up in your browser. You'll have to put www.patreon.com/thisissuze if you want to get to my page, and then you have to say that you're over 18. And if you're not over 18, you mustn't click that button, okay, because that's very bad, because apparently being naked is an over 18 thing, because people who are under 18 don't have naked body. No, they're born in clothes. But lol, that's how it works. And I respect patrons' choices in that. And I respect that, you know, how they want to do things. They give a lot of freedom, and I think that's really lovely. And what they do is I go to the Patreon hangouts once a month and speak to other Patreon creators and stuff. And obviously there's no sex on Patreon. That's where they draw the line. You know, that's what they kind of call adult content, if you like. But that's it. Will you do it on a video again then? You got to go to Patreon, X-Melon. Check out the Patreon for that. Thank you, D. Francis. On YouTube, it gets a strike. However, you say that. I actually was looking up some Tantra videos the other day, and on a Tantra video, there were actually, I mean, to be honest, you didn't see any lingams, but there was, like, they were having sex, and that's on YouTube. And so, yes, there are some things that get passed on YouTube and some things that don't. And from what I understand, the only differentiation is if someone strikes it, it comes down, and if someone doesn't strike it, it stays up. So, but you're at, excuse me, I'm burping. You're at the mercy of someone striking your video, which is, it's the word I'm looking for. I'm trying to make up a word now. Tumultuous is what I want to say, which is not a real word. It's kind of like somewhere between tremendous and tarantula. Like tenacious. Thank you. That's the word. Yeah, it's like it's a little bit tenacious if you're kind of reliant on someone just not striking you, right? So I didn't like that, because obviously that's what happened to us. Blah, blah, blah. Eating a biscuit. Is this like an ASMR thing now? I don't think I want another biscuit. I've had 2 and I'm going to get fat. I'll eat biscuits on Patreon. That will give me something to do in my next video. I'm actually going to post another video tonight, because there's only been 2 posted this week. There was a special one posted this week, and I got so many emails and comments from that video. Logan Paul is on YouTube. Surely he is more offensive than a female nipple. Well, I guess we're all going to check out Logan Paul now. Don't know who he is. Should we have a look? La la la. I'm sorry if this starts making noise. Let's have a look. Logan Paul. Oh, he's the first person that comes up. Is he raunchy then? I don't know what he does. I think he's a famous YouTuber. He looks like it. Oh, he's got 18 million. Wow, you know, he hasn't got as many as me then, has he? Long adverts. Skip ad. Oh, he's punching. Oh, he's got a nice little body. I don't know what this is about. It's Logan Paul versus the world's biggest pumpkin. It's just some dude punching something and then hugging his girlfriend in a supermarket with a dog. Okay. It's got 80 million views. There you go. So I don't know. Is he funny? Or if you don't know who he is, you're better off. He's just a moron who brags about money. Oh, delete. I don't do that. Yeah. Yeah, but it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting, like, you know, that can get you 18 million views, hey? All right, my beautiful people. Well, I love talking to you. It's been really nice. And this is like a Maltese accent. They kind of go up when they talk, but they go up at the wrong point of the sentence. But I really like it because it kind of has this little lilt in it. I still stayed in Malta for a little while. I might even go back. I think I might go back. I was chatting with some friends today who live in Gozo, and I was like, I miss them. I want to see them. All right, my beautiful people, I'm going to go. Are your parents Maltese? No, but they ate a lot of Maltesers. My parents are not Maltese. No, they're not. They are from England. So I love you, and I'm going to leave you. Your accents are definitely unique. They are very unique. Night, night, Suze. Sleep well, sleepy tight. Remember to put on your ASMR before you go to sleep. I will maybe make as a reward. Maybe that's a reward I could make, is I'll make you an ASMR video so that you can sleep to the sound of Suze eating biscuits. How about that? That'd be a nice reward, wouldn't it? Thanks so much for tuning in. It was really nice to see you. And I'm going to post a video for my patrons right after this live. So we will meet there. All right, people. Good night. You need trauma therapy for your ASMR freak out, do you, Francis? It's all going to be okay. Night, everyone. Are you sure you want to end your live stream? Yeah, that's why I said I want to end my live stream.